Hey man, welcome to the Wrestling Talk Show. How you doing today?
I'm very good, thank you for having me.
No problem, man. So I'm gonna ask you the 5 best questions, and I want people to hear your voice and have people hear your opinion as always.
Alright, sounds good.
Okay, so the first question that I've been asking everybody that I wanted to let everybody know is, how'd you feel about the Royal Rumble this year?
The Royal Rumble, I do think it went down better than last year, mainly for that triple threat match. I mean, there was really no undercard last year. I mean, some people say Daniel Bryan and Bray Wyatt. I wasn't personally a huge fan of Daniel Bryan and Bray Wyatt. It was a good match, but the triple threat match is just amazing. It's one of the best matches I've ever seen. And the Royal Rumble match, I had a lot of people in my living room. We had a gathering for that, and we were very shocked at the fact that Daniel Bryan got eliminated early, and with guys like Ambrose and Dolph Ziggler. When I watched it back on the night after on Raw, Ambrose made it to the final 5, Ziggler made it to the final 7, but they really didn't do anything. And I think what really hit people was the fact that, well, one, which was a mistake, is that Dolph Ziggler, of all people, came out number 30 with all the stamina that he has. It should have been a lot earlier, and the fact that they got eliminated just so nonchalantly, they just got tossed over. And Bray Wyatt, before he was eliminated after being in for 45 minutes, 7 eliminations by Kane and Big Show, he was just pretty much lifted and brought over the top rope. He wasn't even double choke slammed or knockout punched. He was just sitting in the corner. They grabbed him, threw him over. So, and then the reaction to Roman Reigns, it was expected. That's why I think The Rock was there. And it helped a little bit for the time that Rock came out, but once he was helping Roman, people knew what was going on. And as far as Roman winning, I had doubts at first. Maybe it was just in the heat of the moment. I wasn't very happy, as well as the rest of the people in Philadelphia. But at the end of the day, I think Roman will be the guy to face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania.
Yeah, that was a good opinion, man. And you know, when I heard like the thing when like Big Show and Kane came out, I was like, that shocked me. Like really, I was like, really, this is how it's gonna end. But Dolph Ziggler came out number 30. I'm like, maybe Dolph Ziggler's going to have the opportunity to win the Royal Rumble this year. And it didn't happen. Bray Wyatt did good, though. I mean, Bray Wyatt did good in that Rumble match. I thought, like, maybe he's going to be the guy to win the Royal Rumble because he was eliminating guys. He cut a good promo on in the Royal Rumble match, which was really unexpected. And I thought, okay, well, when he cut that promo, I'm like, maybe the next guy is going to be The Undertaker, you know, the shock Bray Wyatt, like, what's going on here? And it didn't happen. You know, like you said, Big Show and did good and stuff. And then when Roman Reigns won it, I was like, I was mad at first, but I was like, you know what? This guy's not ready to win it. You know, WWE's pushing him too fast. So, what were you shocked when Roman Reigns won that Royal Rumble at the pay-per-view that night?
I really wasn't shocked that Roman Reigns won the Royal Rumble, maybe in the fashion that it happened more than anything. But I knew it was between really him and Daniel Bryan. I mean, there was the possibilities of other guys. Orton came back and won it, and or Ziggler could have had the night of his life, or Ambrose, they could have had some sort of thing where Ambrose won, nobody saw it coming. Rollins won the triple threat match. Roman somehow gets his way in there, and then you have a triple threat at WrestleMania. I was thinking all different possibilities of how it was really up to 5, maybe even more different guys that could have won the Royal Rumble that night. But at the end, I wasn't that shocked that Roman Reigns won. Once Daniel Bryan got eliminated, everybody knew that Roman Reigns was going to win. They had some faith in Ambrose or maybe Ziggler, but they really just didn't do anything.
Yeah, I agree. And, you know, the triple threat was good. I really enjoyed the triple threat match. I feel like, you know, that was like, I know, like, the Royal Rumble 30 man is always it was always the main event, and I understand that, but I feel like the triple threat match should have been the main event because that was the biggest match of the night, because the Royal Rumble man had too many jobbers, and Rollins did good at the Royal Rumble man. He did really good. Like, he impressed me, man. I feel like, you know, he is really good right now.
No doubt. Rollins has been my favorite superstar for quite some time now. I mean, I was definitely shocked when he turned on the Shield. I knew it was rumored to happen. I didn't know it was going to happen the night that it did. I didn't know it was going to be him. And some people might have said, like, once he grabbed the chair and he stood back, that they seen it coming, but not at all. I didn't see it coming during that, and I was confused for that night. And then the very next week, when I saw what he did and he cut that promo with Michael Cole, I was like, he's going to do very, very successful. And now here he is, and he's just phenomenal. He does everything great.
Yeah, he does. So, since we're speaking of Seth Rollins, what do you think of Seth Rollins with his charisma and everything? You know, since he left the Shield, you know, now since he's with, you know, I know he's with the Authority and stuff, but being as a single competitor, what do you think of Seth Rollins this year since he left the Shield?
You mean the rest of 2014, or what he'll do this year?
Like when he left the Shield and became, you know, since the Shield broke up, like, what do you think of him now?
Oh, I think that it was definitely the right decision to pick Seth Rollins to be that guy. It was rumored to be Roman Reigns because of his physique, or Ambrose because he's better on the mic. But Seth Rollins proved everybody wrong in ring, on the mic. He's definitely the heel of 2014, if I do say so myself. He's just showed everybody up, and at that triple threat match at the Royal Rumble, he definitely proved that he's a main event player. And now they're doing this, what I think is a not that Brock Lesnar actually broke his ribs, but they're saying that he broke his ribs so that he doesn't have to go to Fastlane. But after last week in the Storm, when they had an altercation with Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar, I really thought that maybe they'll face each other one-on-one at Fastlane and get something going with that. The very last Raw before not the last Raw, couple weeks when all three of them were having the contract signing, I think Seth Rollins did phenomenal, taking out both Cena and Lesnar. He was great on the mic. He didn't show that he was, you know, just going to hide behind J&J security, and he actually stood up to him. I thought that was very good. I think Seth Rollins has done phenomenal in 2014. I think he's going to keep going in 2015, and he might even have a cash-in at WrestleMania, maybe the night after WrestleMania.
Nice, man. Good. That's a great opinion. I definitely agree with you on that. So now, what do you think of Daniel Bryan? What do you think of Daniel Bryan? Like, how do you feel about him in WWE right now, since he came back?
If they wanted Roman to be who they wanted him to be, I don't think that he should have came back at the Royal Rumble or for the Royal Rumble. Even have him come back the night after, or maybe the night after Fastlane to build for something like that. But if he was already ready that early, bring him back the night after the Royal Rumble maybe, because that's exactly the same reason of what happened last year at the Royal Rumble. I mean, Batista and Roman Reigns are different in their situation, but very similar in their situations as to because of Daniel Bryan's spotlight and him being like the hot guy right at the moment, that they really wanted him to win in a hostile crowd, whether it's Pittsburgh or Philadelphia. They really were behind him, and then once he just got knocked out, they knew that Roman Reigns, same with Batista, was the hand-picked guy to be kind of forced to us when we didn't necessarily want it as much at that time. And there were rumors of him, Daniel Bryan, going one-on-one with Sheamus at WrestleMania, and I just had to put my head in my palm, and I just didn't get it. I didn't know why it was going to happen. I was hoping for some reason, not even in the championship match, that it would go through. And the latest is that he could be facing Dolph Ziggler at WrestleMania, because he asked to face Dolph Ziggler at WrestleMania himself. And I would much rather see that. I don't know how it would come about, considering they're both good guys and they haven't really had any tension together on television in a long time. But I would much rather see that match-wise, even if it had to open the night just to set the tone for WrestleMania 31, than him and Sheamus Part 3. But now he's going to face Roman Reigns for the number one contender spot at Fastlane, and though you might already know what's going to happen, kind of like at the Royal Rumble, anything's possible. But I think Daniel Bryan's going to have a good showing at WrestleMania, and he might end up in like the CM Punk and mid to late 2013 area, where he's one of those top guys, but he's just somewhere in the middle. I feel like after last year, he's a little too big to just be in the mid card now. But there's guys like Roman, and then Bray Wyatt's getting a push. Rollins has the briefcase. Like, there's a lot of guys in line, as well as Daniel Bryan. But going into WrestleMania, I don't think he'll be in too bad a shape.
Okay, that's awesome. So now, since we're going into WrestleMania now, we're into WrestleMania now, and I watched Monday Night Raw last night, and I know you probably did, and there was a Bray Wyatt promo, and a lot of people are speculating that this is really going to happen. I feel like it's going to happen, is Undertaker and Bray Wyatt. Do you really want to see that match? Is it worth it? Do you think the fans that want to see this match happen this year?
Well, I do think that the fans want to see this match, but maybe not this year. And if it's not this year, then it means not ever. And that's because of the fact that the streak got broken last year by Brock Lesnar. And there were like tons of matches that people wanted to see left. I mean, whether they liked it or not. Undertaker versus John Cena, that would have sold. Undertaker versus Sting, now Sting's there, but he's going to go in this direction with Triple H. What I hope can happen, and they're not very popular on this double crossing type of thing at WrestleMania, is well, in recent years when we've talked about things like that, is Undertaker maybe getting involved in the Sting Triple H match or vice versa, and setting up maybe for a match at 32, because I had a problem when I first heard this, that if you have, like, this is 20 years in the making, Sting and The Undertaker in the same company at the same event, the biggest event of the year, and they're both ready to go, and Sting's been demanding it for so long, why not to have Sting versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania 31? I don't know. But he's clearly said that if you had to pick somebody else, who would it be? And he did say Triple H, and that's why I think they set that up in Survivor Series, the backup plan. But now Triple H wants to go and run with it now that they got started. And to give something good for Bray Wyatt, I mean, I think that's why he went over like 4 out of 5 times in the Ambrose feud.
Right.
45 minutes of eliminations in the Royal Rumble, and now he's given, I think he did one on SmackDown Live last Thursday, kind of the same type of promo, and now tonight. And like, when I hear what he's saying, it all kind of refers to The Undertaker, like the new face of fear, talking about a tragedy, or saying look for me, or things like that. I really think it's going to happen. He's probably going to show up maybe the night after Fastlane, and it'll set up for that match, and then Triple H and The Undertaker. And now, though it's not, well, it probably is their goal, but maybe not the main goal, next year, WrestleMania 32 in Dallas, they could even set it up a year ahead of time.
Right.
Is Sting versus The Undertaker by having something happen. And I think alone, just the event WrestleMania, no matter, regardless of what's on the card, it'll break the attendance record, go 100,000 plus anyway. But with Sting against The Undertaker as the first match on the card, I think that'll really sell some tickets.
Okay, because I really want to see like what his retirement match is going to be for next year. So, do you watch? Now, since you were previously talking about Sting and Triple H, do you think that's like an actually moneymaker match to see these two? Because a lot of people don't want to see Triple H and Sting. I actually want to see it. A lot of people want to see Undertaker and Sting, and I totally respect that. But when this match happens, Sting and Triple H, do you think it's really a moneymaker match at all this year?
I'm not sure. I personally want to see Triple H and Sting this year. I mean, I'm not dying for it. If it doesn't happen, then it doesn't happen. Like, I wouldn't complain because I wouldn't see Sting versus Triple H. But I think that Triple H is a little more mobile than The Undertaker, so it might be a little bit faster paced, but not by much, considering the last few WrestleMania matches that Triple H has had, aside from the one that he had last year with Daniel Bryan, the ones with The Undertaker, the ones with Brock Lesnar have been very slow paced, maybe just like back and forth finisher type of matches. But it's Sting's first match and I think it'll be very good between the two of them. People probably don't want to see Triple H and Sting because they'd rather see Undertaker and Sting. I don't think it's anything like they don't want to see the match. It's just that because of that, but the way that like they're making Bray Wyatt look, I mean, at first I didn't want to see it, but now I'm warming up a little bit to the idea, and I'm okay with Bray Wyatt facing The Undertaker just as long as it's not his last WrestleMania, because I don't know how you face Brock Lesnar at the 30th anniversary of WrestleMania, lose, and for whatever reason come back the next year, and if you do, if this is your last match, which
it's good. I see it. Yeah, I think it is going to be his last match.
What?
I think it is. I think that is going to be his last match. Will be at 32.
Yeah, I think it should be at 32. Most likely against Sting. I don't know, or think it should be against anybody else. John Cena would still be a good match. It would still sell, but I don't think it's worth it if there's no streak on the line. Now,
right.
People like him or hate John Cena. They want to see if they would make him go over on the streak. And I'm all right with staying in Triple H this year. I'm all right with Bray Wyatt and The Undertaker this year. It should be a solid card.
All right, yeah, man. So I wanna thank you for coming on to my show, and you did a great job, man. And I hope everybody understands and how you feel about all these questions I gave you.
No problem. Thank you for having me. Hope I can be back.
No problem, man. I'm looking forward to get you on my show again.
All right, thank you. Talk to you later.
You too. Enjoy your day.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. There you go, guys. There's my sit-down interview, guys. So keep subscribing, keep supporting to the show, and I'll see you on the next show. Subscribe.